Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hakuouki Demon of the Fleeting Blossom. We are on Harada Sanosuke's route, and I'm going to read 2 episodes tonight. Had to take a break from other things, because if I let Hakuouki go for too long, then I'm going to forget the voices, and there are a lot of voices in this game. So, yeah, let's see. Well, there's lots of history going on. Well, we've got Sanin off our back for the moment, because Hijikata came back, and we got something straightened up with Harada, so I think, our friendship, at least, part isn't... Oh yeah, we had a kiss with him, which was really awesome. So, things will just keep progressing, hopefully. Let's see where the chapter takes us. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Shortly after that exchange, we left Edo for Kofu Castle. The Shinsengumi marched as the Ryoku Regulatory Company and had recruited new members to bolster its strength to nearly 300 men. Since we would be in plain sight during our march, it was decided that the Fury Corps would remain in Edo, where their presence could be more easily hidden. Sanin suggested that I remain behind with them. I'm sure he did. But fortunately, Hijikata disagreed, and I was allowed to accompany the main body of the Shinsengumi to Kofu. We would be passing by Kondo and Okita's hometown, so Okita had forced himself out of bed to come along. Oh. It was clear almost immediately that he was in too much pain to travel, however, and Hijikata sent him back to Edo. Even then, the march didn't go smoothly. Man, they had a lot of hardships. We were approaching Kofu Castle, but our progress was slow. Kondo had gone to visit his hometown, Hino, and hadn't returned. Oh, look at that outfit of his!
Hey, Chizuru. Why do you look so worried?
Wow, you look hot. The voice sounded vaguely familiar, but I didn't immediately recognize the man. Do I know you? Oh, come on, just a change of clothes isn't gonna be that much of a difference.
What? I changed clothes and you don't recognize me? That's cold. It's me, Sanosuke Harada.
I recognized you immediately. Chizuru's a ditz, apparently. What? Why are you dressed like that? He was wearing an outfit of black and white that was unlike anything I'd ever seen before.
Hijikata's orders. He wants everybody to start wearing Western clothes. He's letting a few guys off the hook, but for the rest of us...
You just surprised me. I don't know anybody from another country. I couldn't figure out why you were talking to me.
Yeah, right. Anyway, if you were really that surprised, then I guess it was worth it. Although it is kinda tight.
Yeah, it doesn't look as easy to fight in. Personally, I like their traditional clothes better, but they look good in everything!
The guys we're fighting are dressed like this, so Hijikata figures we'd better do the same if we're going to be fighting Western-style battles.
I see.
If I close all these buttons, though, it feels like this thing is choking me. I wish I could do something about that.
Just don't close the buttons, then! In fact, you could unbutton a few more of them. And untie the little knot there, maybe? Show a little more skin? But why'd you have to cut your hair? I love the long hair. I would have thought Harada would be more resistant, but he seemed to be adapting to his new clothes quickly and easily. Where's Kondo? Has he come back, or is he still at the inn?
Oh, no, he's not back yet. He probably just went to strut around town, being famous a little bit more.
Harada frowned, and Nagakura looked up and scowled. Oh, look at you! Everybody looks so beautiful, but why does anybody have to cut their hair? Why do they have to cut the hair?
Man, what the hell is Kondo thinking? We're going to war. Why is he off lounging around at an inn getting drunk? We'll never make it to Kofu, let alone defend it if this keeps up. He's our chief. He should be setting an example.
Hijikata! Oh my god, you look so beautiful! Even with short hair, although I do prefer it long still. But my god, are you pretty.
Calm down. Kondo's still on the job. Young men from Hino are looking to join up. A little sake helps sweeten the deal, you know.
He mimed drinking a cup of sake with his thumb and forefinger.
We don't have time for that right now. The enemy could...
Saito appeared suddenly, and Nagakura stopped, surprised.
Commander, I have news.
I don't like Saito's outfit as much, but maybe it's just the stance he's standing in. He probably looks awesome at full length when you can see the full-length trench coat. But he really needs the long hair.
Yeah, what is it?
Saito bent close and whispered something into the commander's ear, too quiet for the rest of us to pick up. As he spoke, I watched Hijikata's expression grow more and more grim.
They're already at Kofu Castle, huh? You're sure about this? I haven't seen them there myself, but as far as I can tell, our intelligence is accurate. They are there. Notify the chief. We're advancing, but let's try and keep it quiet. Don't want them spotting us.
We came in sight of the castle just as the sun was setting. The rumor that our enemy had already taken the castle passed quickly through the ranks, and by the time we made camp, more than half of the men had gotten cold feet and disappeared. Ah, deserters! Hunt them down and kill them! Execute them, I mean.
I don't know how they can call themselves men. If they weren't ready to risk their lives, they shouldn't have joined up in the first place.
Precisely. Wow, he looks even better when you can see the full outfit a little better. At least it's got a nice open armhole there. Hey, how come you're not wearing Western clothes?
Alright everyone, time for a war meeting.
It was Nagakura who spoke first.
I think we should retreat. They beat us here, and they've already got the castle. We don't have anywhere close to the men we'd need to take it.
That background matches him perfectly.
I agree with Shinpachi. You've read enough war novels, Kondo. You should know that attacking a castle is only successful when you've got overwhelming military strength. We don't have that. If we do attack, all our men are just going to die for nothing. I will do whatever you decide.
Ever the loyalist? Ah, yes, that angle looks much better for that outfit for him. Saito looked at Hijikata as he spoke. Kondo frowned.
We will take a position near the castle and see what the enemy does. If they move to attack, we should be ready. The Shogun had funded the expedition. If we turn tail and run now, how can we face Lord Yoshinobu?
Kondo raised his voice to a triumphant shout that echoed through the camp.
Yeah, we aren't afraid of those bastards. We'll follow you anywhere, Chief.
A cheer rose up from the assembled men. But not Nagakura.
Have you lost your goddamn mind? Because I don't see how a sane man can beat the Imperial Army with just a handful of men.
I'd never seen Nagakura so angry, and the look I saw on the other captains suggested it wasn't very common. It was Hijikata who spoke up.
I'll go back to Edo for reinforcements. You guys stay here and take command. There's a unit that was supposed to meet up with us. Once we have reinforcements, attacking the castle shouldn't be too hard. Just wait on a little longer, alright?
Nagakura frowned, but had no decent retort.
Fine. I guess it can't be helped. Good, I'm going to Edo. Take care of the men.
Then, wasting no time, he turned and strode down the mountain alone. Be careful. That night, we took up positions on the side of the mountain, just as Kondo had said, and sat down to rest. We would probably be fighting the next day. Harada and Nagakura have been in battle many times before, but I've never been so close to an actual fight.
Well, it looks like we made the right choice, not leaving you at the Fury Corps.
How do you know that? Did something happen with them?
Still, I didn't think you would end up in the middle of a battle. Sorry you got involved in this.
As he spoke, I could hear concern in his voice. It's okay, don't worry about it. I'm fine. Besides, I'd rather be here than just waiting around. I'll do my best not to get in the way. And who knows what Sana would be doing to me if I had been left back there. I gave him the best smile I could manage, but Harada's face remained clouded.
There's no excuse for bringing a woman into the battlefield. None.
Yes, there is, keeping me away from Sanin. Even though I love him. They're not in this route.
Oh well, what's done is done, but I promise to protect you. I'll make sure you stay safe.
Aw, thank you, Sanosuke.
This will be different. I won't lose this time.
Yes. Everyone seemed to agree that attacking the castle was difficult, and even I could see that we were at a disadvantage with so few men. But even so, I didn't feel frightened. Why?
By the way, once this is all over, what do you want to do?
What do you mean?
I mean, once this war's over, what do you want to do with your life? I'd just like to spend the rest of my life in peace, if I could. What about you?
Same here. With you, please. I want your dream. What did I want to say? I have an impossible dream. I have a dream, but it's impossible. I want too much.
Oh yeah? What, you want to marry a daimyo, wear expensive clothes, and live in luxury?
No, I don't care about money or nice clothes. I just want to live a peaceful, happy life, that's all.
What's that? You said it's impossible, so I figured it had to be something ridiculous. I always thought women were greedier than that. You're different though, huh?
Well, I'm still asking an awful lot. The life of a demon couldn't be peaceful. No matter where I went, I'd have to lie and keep my real identity a secret. Such was the fate of all demons. Well, actually, if those other people hadn't told you you were a demon, you wouldn't even know about it yet. Even if we looked human, we couldn't live among them. You did so far. Still, what could it hurt to dream? And while I was dreaming of being a human, why not dream of being married to someone I love as well?
Well, that's still kind of a coincidence, huh? My dream's a lot like yours. If we got married, then we could both make our dreams come true.
What? I felt my heart leap. Wait, what do you mean? Don't tease me. Harada laughed.
Well, either way, we've got a good future waiting for us if we can make it through this war.
I hope so. If I could marry Harada and live a calm, ordinary life with him, I could think of nothing that would make me happier. But that was asking too much. He seems like a wonderful guy to live a happy, calm life with. The next day, a portion of the Imperial Army force stationed at Kofu left the castle and passed near the Shinsengumi camp. Did we ambush them? Kondo, Harada, and Nagakura explained to them that we had come to help manage the castle and surrounded land to welcome the Imperial Army. They were trying to buy time for Hijikata to return with reinforcements, but some of the new recruits couldn't handle the pressure of being so close to their enemy. Oh, great.
We're the Shinsengumi. Don't come any closer.
After revealing our true name, he opened fire on the Imperial soldiers. Oh, the fool.
Damn it. This is why these green recruits are so worthless. Saito, cover me. Right.
Battle was joined, and the roar of cannons began to shake the mountains.
Ugh.
Ah! The Imperial soldiers were armed with the latest guns imported from the west, and their fire cut down any Shinsengumi before they could even get close. Our chief weapon, on the other hand, was the sword. I saw Harada bite angrily at his lip as he watched the battle unfold.
This isn't their irregulars. These are the guys we fought at Toba Fushimi.
He had faced these soldiers before, and he was all too familiar with how dangerous they were. We hurried over to Kondo.
Kondo, we have to order the retreat. Their guns are too good. We can't beat them with just swords. Are you a coward? Are you scared of the enemy, Harada?
No, he's just smart. He has half a brain.
No, don't you understand? Look at the situation. They outnumber us. They have more men, and their men are better trained. We can't match that. We can't even come close. A retreat doesn't have to be at the end. We should just pull back until we establish a better position.
But Kondo had no intention of listening to Harada.
How dare you call yourself a man? If you were truly a samurai, then you would value your honor more than your life. I would never show my back to the enemy.
You're not much of a strategist then, Kondo. Kondo hadn't been to Toba Fushimi. He hadn't seen what the trained soldiers of the Imperial Army were capable of. How, then, could he imagine the overwhelming power of their rifles or the unyielding strength of their training and morale?
All units, charge! Let's show these traitors what we're made of.
Well, I guess he's about to find out. With a roar, the Shinsengumi charged forward.
Oh.
The battle went just as Harada had feared. Men were mowed down by bullets before they could come within several yards of their attackers. It wasn't a battle, it was a slaughter. Our men fell one after another, and in only moments the mountainside was littered with corpses of young men.
Satisfied now? We can't win wars with spirit alone anymore.
Kondo's mouth trembled as he watched his men die, until finally he hung his head in defeat and misery.
Retreat! Retreat!
As Kondo's orders made their way across the battlefield, the remaining men turned and began to pull back.
As the captain of the 10th Division, I will lead the rear guard.
Harada!
You need to hurry up and get out of here. Don't worry about me. I'm not going to die that easily.
You better not. Don't get injured either. Right. I pushed back the tears springing to my eyes and turned to run just as the shadow appeared before us. I knew it!
Whoa, you're still alive. Didn't think I'd run into your ass here.
Shiranui!
Still putting up with this little monster. There's no guarantee she won't just kill you in your sleep, you know.
Harada hefted his spear and grinned.
Nah, she's not like that. I've known her quite a while. I think I've got her figured out. Oh ho, big words for such a pathetic waste of space.
Oh, his hair went white. I guess he's powered up.
Not that I'd have it any other way, though. It makes killing you that much more fun.
He raised his gun, but before he could fire, Harada's spear shot forward.
Gah.
Shiranui leapt back, barely dodging the sharp metal point that had been aimed at his heart. His gun roared, and the bullet grazed Harada's cheek, leaving a thin red line across it. Harada didn't flinch. He only pushed forward, the tip of his spear dancing back and forth, never giving Shiranui time to aim his gun. Then, with a deft flick, he knocked the weapon out of the demon's hand. Yes! Keep going! Even disarmed, the smile never left Shiranui's face.
What's this? You're like a totally different man. Did something happen? A change of heart?
Oh, I didn't notice he had horns until just now.
I should be thanking you, really. You helped me figure out what I'm fighting for.
Even though they were both fighting for their own lives, both men had great happy smiles stretched across their faces. Harada raised his spear for the final blow.
Damn it! What's with these guys? That cut should have killed him.
Is he fighting a demon too?
The wound I just inflicted disappeared, and their movement is far too fast to be human. They almost seem like...
demons?
Don't be an idiot. See the sun up there? Furies can't come out during the day.
But demons can. All around Nagakura were silent, emotionless soldiers, but as I looked closer, I realized they all had red eyes and white hair. Furies! Furies were creatures of the night who hated the light of the sun, and yet here they were. They flocked to the dead soldiers strewn across the ground, and with inhuman growls set to hacking away at them.
Damn it! What's going on here?
He lashed out again and again with his spear, but the Furies felt no pain and continued to advance. Then I saw them begin attacking the wounded. Stop! Please stop! All I could do was watch as people I'd spoken to hours before fell beneath the mindless swords of the Furies.
Get away from here, Chizuru. You shouldn't see this. Explain yourself, Shiranui. You brought them with you, didn't you? No, they're not with me. As I'm pretty sure there's only one person who can make these.
A vein on his forehead pulsed with rage. As I looked around desperately for somewhere to run, I saw a figure emerge from the bushes and stopped cold. It was someone I would never have expected to see in the middle of a battle, and yet someone I had been wanting to see for a very long time. Dad? Father? My voice shook.
It's been a while, Chizuru.
There was a smile I knew well.
Piss off, you bastard! Why the hell did you send these things out here? Things? That's awfully rude. These are my beautiful children. Children? I've been researching Furies for years. Soon they will become a race in their own right and surpass humanity. Unfortunately, they couldn't handle the sunlight very well. So I have dedicated my research to overcoming that weakness and creating a new breed of Furies.
Did you try maybe sunglasses and really high SPF sunblock? He chuckled.
What do you think of the fruits of my labor? The sun doesn't frighten them anymore. Now they are unstoppable day or night.
I'm not very proud of you, Papa. A wide smile split his face.
You must be insane. These are just bad copies. I thought the experiments were stopped. Did Kazuma tell you to do this?
Shiranui's voice burned with anger, but my father only shrugged.
Copies or not, they have their uses. Look, even the famous Shinsengumi can't stand against my army. With these creatures at my command, I could easily overthrow any government, here or abroad. These Furies will become the demons of the next era.
Never before had I wished so much that I could wake up and find it had only been a dream. The man before me looked every bit my father I'd known my entire life, but in his eyes I saw madness. The Furies he created were trying to take the lives of the people I cared for. I couldn't believe my father was there, that he was behind the Furies. I didn't want to believe it. But what we were seeing was neither a dream nor an illusion. It was very, very real.
What the hell is that son of a bitch Kazuma thinking?
Didn't he already say Kazuma's not behind this? Kodo is just acting on his own now?
These monsters shouldn't exist. If they start running around, Japan's done for.
Shiranui turned to Harada. Are you guys teaming up here?
Hey, what do you say to a truce? Somebody's gotta get rid of these fakes.
He didn't even wait for a response before lifting his gun toward a Fury. The barrel exploded with fire, and the Fury fell writhing.
Join forces, huh? I don't have a problem with that.
He hefted his spear and thrust it into the Furies gathering around the corpses. Their screams of pain echoed across the mountains.
What can an obsolete demon and a human possibly do?
He chuckled and sat back, amused to watch the battle unfold before him. Am I not going to talk to my dad at all? Plead? Anything? The blood split by the wounded Furies attracted more, and one by one they grew into a great crowd around Harada, Shinpachi, and Shiranui. Where's everyone else? Is it just those three left?
Damn it.
He was putting up a good fight, but even a skilled warrior like Harada was no match for massively superior numbers, and while he eventually tired, the Furies had no such weakness. They stood up after every last blow, healed, and began to attack again.
Sano, we gotta retreat. There's just too many of them. Hurry. If you keep this up, all of you will just waste your energy.
Nagakura and Saito were both so drenched in sweat that it almost looked as if they'd been swimming.
I know,
He was beginning to tire, and his swings and thrusts weren't as fast or accurate as they had been. Don't get hurt, please. The Furies had now completely surrounded us. There was no way out. Everywhere I looked, all I saw were red, bloodthirsty eyes. Shiranui grinned.
Hey, Harada. How'd you like it if I distracted these bastards for a second, so you guys can make a run for it? What about you?
Shiranui grunted.
What, you think I'm weak and tired as you? Please. It'll take a lot more than a bunch of rejects to take down a real demon. You count to 10, then body slam that one over there. That's where their ranks are the thinnest, so it'll be your best opportunity. Don't screw it up. Got it.
He inhaled quickly and began to count underneath his breath. This is still surprising that Shiranui would help them. Unless he figures he wants them as allies in the future against these things.
Giving up already? Here I thought you'd provide a little more entertainment.
I could see the blades of the Furies getting closer and closer.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go!
As Shiranui yelled, the barrel of his gun roared with fire, and the bullet that left from it slammed into a Fury, knocking the creature back and opening a small space in the line. Harada didn't wait. He grabbed me under one arm and threw himself toward the Furies.
Sano, this way, hurry!
We followed Nagakura down the mountain path, running so fast we were almost falling.
Hey, Harada, I'm gonna leave that demon girl to you for now. Make sure you keep an eye on her. Female demons are real valuable, so you don't want to let her get killed. We'll finish what we started next time I see you. Got it?
Shiranui's voice followed us down the mountain as we struggled to carry our wounded and wearied bodies back toward Edo. Phew! Chapter 6. March 1868. After our rout at Kofu, we headed back to Edo and the Hatamoto mansion we'd been given to use as our headquarters. Even after the stragglers had wandered in, however, Kondo was nowhere to be seen.
Captain Harada, when's the chief coming back? He's not going to sell us out to the Imperial Army, is he? He's the chief. He's got a lot of stuff to do, recruiting new members, discussing the future with the shogunate ministers.
Whatever his personal feelings must have been, he kept his tone calm and reassuring. Nagakura, on the other hand, looked over from where he'd been sulking against the wall and frowned.
This all happened before he ran into battle, and we couldn't win. He ordered us around like he's some high and mighty lord. We're not just pawns, damn it.
Harada pursed his lips and turned back to the soldier.
You are not busy, are you? Do you think you could run and get us some sake? Yes, of course, sir.
Once the man was safely out of earshot, Harada rounded on Nagakura.
I think you went a little far there, Shinpachi. We're captains. If we talk about Kondo like that, we're putting him in a bad position. It's just going to confuse the new members.
Nagakura wouldn't hear it. Come on, you guys don't need more of a rift.
So, everything I just said was true. He blew it, and a whole lot of our men died because of it. For nothing. That can't be helped. This wasn't like Ikeda or Hamaguri. This was the first time Kondo took command against the Imperial Army. He can't get everything right on the first try. Besides, he's running around trying to recruit new members because he regrets what he did, right? No, that's what got us into this crap in the first place. What's the point in numbers if half of them barely know which end of the sword goes where? We can recruit as many of those guys as he likes, but they're all just going to run away as soon as things get rough, just like last time.
Harada sighed.
You do have a point. I think Kondo just wants us to have enough men that he'll look good in front of the shogunate.
Harada's argument did little to dissuade Nagakura from his public criticisms of Kondo. Although it seemed like bad form for him to openly question his superior, it wasn't because he had given up on the Shinsengumi. In fact, it was because he still cared so much for the Shinsengumi that he said what he did.
This isn't anything personal, and I'm not trying to make trouble or anything. If Kondo would stop acting like a self-important idiot, then I'd be happy to fight for him like we used to, but...
Harada glanced sideways at Nagakura, who was complaining to the new recruits about Kondo again. Can't he complain in private to us?
I think he's about to blow.
I said nothing out loud, but inside I felt the same way that Harada did. Some days later, Kondo finally returned.
It's been quite a while since I was last here. Is it really fair to say I'm back? Putting up with the shogunate's men is always so tiring.
As soon as Nagakura spotted Kondo, he stood and strode over to him, his face set.
Kondo, I'd like to talk to you. You got a minute?
Oh boy.
What's going on? You look awfully serious. I'd like to talk to you alone. Hijikata will be over in the next room.
He watched them walk out in silence, then turned to each other. I could see on their faces that Hijikata and Harada already knew how the private conversation was going to go. Hijikata sighed.
Finally doing it, huh? I guess I'm just surprised it wasn't sooner.
Is he leaving us?
Yeah, but... I mean, what Kondo wants and what Shinpachi wants have gotten to be two pretty different things. I've tried to convince Kondo to compromise.
These two just look so beautiful next to each other. Harada has such a long, sexy torso. I love guys with long torsos. Well, you know, I love tall guys, period, and tall guys tend to have long, sexy torsos. Sorry. He crossed his arms and frowned.
And what'd he say? He said we should go to war after we rounded up enough men to look like we deserve our position. The Shinsengumi isn't a bunch of ronin anymore. We're samurai. We've got an image to maintain. At least, that's what he told me. I see. There's no way we're ever going to see eye to eye.
Harada looked up at the ceiling, his expression hopeless. Then he lowered his gaze again to look directly into Hijikata's eyes.
So, what are you planning to do? The Imperial Army has the newest firearms from Europe. Our guns are out of date, and our morale and training are pathetic next to theirs. Things go great when you're winning, but once you start to lose, it's next to impossible to turn things back around. Still, you already know that, don't you?
Hijikata frowned.
We do have a chance. I see. You got a plan?
He didn't respond at first. Harada stared at Hijikata for a moment before something unpleasant seemed to dawn on him.
Are you planning to use the Furies?
For several long moments, Hijikata said nothing.
What good's a sword in our age of guns?
He paused for a moment before pushing forward.
Still, the Furies can be useful, especially their strength and, resilience. Kodo said he'd make Furies that could be active during the day.
Is he even on our side anymore, though? My fist tightened at the mention of my father's name. I saw Harada's eyes narrow.
You're not serious. Humans aren't meant to have that kind of power. You said it yourself. Once you start losing, it's hard to pull yourself out. If Kondo and the Shinsengumi are going to win, I don't get to be choosy about how.
His tone said that there was no room for further argument, but I could hear distress in it as well. Harada stared down at the floor, his mouth working. He understood the position Hijikata was in, and why he'd chosen to do as he had.
How do you plan to make Furies like Kodo's? I can't imagine Kodo going to join you willingly, if at all. No, I have a different method in mind.
Is he looking at me? His gaze slid— No! His gaze slid to me, his eyes cold and sharp, as polished as a sword. Did he mean—
Hey, just wait a minute. You're planning on using her? How long have you known me? You really think there's anything I wouldn't do for the Shinsengumi?
His voice chilled me to the bone. Did he really mean that? I looked into Hijikata's eyes, but they were cold and hard as ice. He meant what he said. But it made no sense. Why would he shield me from Sanin, only to turn around and use me as Sanin had meant to? Because he's between a rock and a hard place and it's his last resort? Harada's whole body had gone rigid, and he was glaring at Hijikata with barely constrained fury. It felt as if something were about to explode.
No, I can't let you do that. If you're just going to hand her over to the Fury Corps, then I don't want to have anything to do with the Shinsengumi. I'll take Chizuru and leave.
Hijikata's gaze remained cold and level.
As the commander of the Shinsengumi, I can't allow that. Anyone who defies their orders is a traitor. What? You're gonna pull that crap on me? Alright, fine. Let's do this.
He began to angrily roll up his sleeves in preparation for a fight. No, Harada, you can't! I stepped forward, but he shot me a fierce glare and stopped me in my tracks.
Stay back. I can't let this go.
What am I going to do? No matter what the outcome of their fight was, it would be bad. But Hijikata sat quite still, his arms crossed, and his face cold and calm.
However, if one of the captains turned traitor right now, that would make the men uncomfortable. In this case, I think we'll agree to be a friendly dismissal, like what's going to happen with Shinpachi, like it did with Ito.
With Ito was not a friendly dismissal. Then Hijikata didn't expect Kondo or Nagakura to reach an agreement, and he predicted that Kondo would have no choice but to allow Nagakura to leave.
What? If you got something to say, then just say it. Don't give me this cryptic crap. Sanin's kept quiet so long as I'm around, but I can't always be here, and I can't be everywhere. He doesn't care about what she does or doesn't want to do. Maybe he's acting like he does now, but once our war gets really bad, he might panic. He might have the Fury Corps capture her and hide her, and then pretend the demons came and stole her.
No! Does that mean Hijikata wants me to run away too? I felt my body tense up. He was right. The only reason Sanin had been trying to convince me was because forcing me would cause more trouble. Once things got worse, he might feel that he no longer had that luxury. Then, what Hijikata had meant earlier... they're smiling again.
I see. So in order to protect her, we both got to leave the Shinsengumi. Huh, you sly devil. How can you tell me you'd do anything to protect the Shinsengumi, and then turn around and tell one of your captains you should leave?
Harada gave a short laugh, but Hijikata said nothing. He simply stood and walked out of the room. Despite his reputation, he was a kind and intelligent man. To Hijikata, the Shinsengumi was more than a collection of warriors. It was something he had poured his heart and soul into. But even so, he would not sacrifice the happiness of his friends to preserve it. He had barely left the room when...
Yeah, damn right I'll leave. I've had enough of this crap. I'm not gonna let you throw my life away.
Nagakura, purple with rage, stomped back into the room. With a snarl, he began to violently throw his possessions into a pack in the corner. Nagakura...
Don't try to stop me. I'm never coming back here again.
Actually, we're coming with you.
From now on, there's no more Shinsengumi Captain Shinpachi Nagakura. It's just plain old Shinpachi Nagakura. Well, that's a coincidence. We just decided to leave too, so I guess we might as well go with you, What?
He stopped and turned to look at Harada, bewildered.
What? Is something wrong? I thought you just said you were leaving. Or was that just a joke? No. Of course I'm leaving, it's just... I mean, what's going on here? With you? When did you decide you were going to leave too? I figured you were going to stay. Circumstances have changed, right, Chizuru?
Yes!
That doesn't answer my question, damn it. Then just tell me what happened with you.
Later, let's get out of here fast! We gotta run, quickly! No time to explain! Nagakura looked from me to Harada as we laughed, until he finally threw up his hands with an angry snort and resumed packing. Ah, you just can't take a joke, Shinpachi. So impatient. I think he'll be fun to date in another game. Why can't they give us the sequels? Why's it been so long? After leaving the mansion, we decided to stay with an old friend of Nagakura's until we could figure out a more permanent residence.
Read 'em and weep, Shinpachi. Sorry, but it looks like I win again. That's 4 mon for me. Damn it! Why do I keep losing?
As you have no poker face.
Sano, stop winning with these cheap-ass hands. A man should win with bigger ones.
Bigger what? Sorry, I'm being immature again.
Cheap or not, a win is a win. Today's drinks are on you. Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure you were cheating. You saw it right, Chizuru. He pulled a fake card out of his sleeve, didn't he?
Oh, I'm sorry. I really wasn't watching.
Give it up, Shinpachi. Just accept your fate like a man. Easy for you to say.
He moaned and complained for several more minutes, but eventually gave in.
Alright, fine. You win. You can do whatever you want with me. I'll pay for all your drinks tonight.
He threw the cards down on the table and stood up.
Alright, Chizuru. We're going to go out and have some drinks. You going to be alright here by yourself?
No! The demons might come after me! Oh! And I don't have the Shinsengumi to watch me anymore!
What's up?
With Harada looking me in the eye, I found I couldn't speak. When are we going to get to be alone together? Oh, it's nothing. Just be careful not to drink too much.
Right, she's right. Well said. Drinking too much is bad, very bad. Maybe we should just call this off. You are not getting off the hook that easily. Come on, let's go.
Have fun! They disappeared slowly down the evening street, snipping cheerfully back and forth. Ever since we'd left the Shinsengumi, things had been peaceful, almost like we were back in Kyoto again. Harada and Nagakura were always joking, always rowdy and excitable, nothing like the dreary atmosphere at the Hatamoto mansion. I was worried about the men we left behind, but the longer I stayed with Nagakura and Harada, the more I was certain that we'd made the right decision. The question I couldn't shake, though, was whether or not it was right for me to stay with them. Harada had protected me from the Fury Corps, but more than that, he made me feel safe, at peace. If he stayed with me, then he might end up fighting Shiranui or Kazuma again. Harada and Nagakura had only finally begun to shake off their anger and depression that had plagued them for so long. An encounter with a demon was unlikely to help with that. There was more, of course. Specifically, there was my father and his army of daylight furies. I didn't know what he was planning to do with them, but I knew it couldn't be anything good. How could I ignore that? He was my father. I couldn't just forget and move on with my life. Well, he's not your real father. He basically used you. If I told Harada, I knew he would insist on helping me, but this wasn't his problem. I didn't want him involved. Am I going to run away? Come on. I knew in my heart that I had to take matters into my own hands and leave, but life with Harada and Nagakura had just become so enjoyable that I couldn't bear the thought of going away. I wanted these days to last forever. A few hours later, I heard Harada's voice outside.
Tomioka Hachiman Shrine? Yeah, just go down the street here and turn left at the third corner.
I ran outside to greet him. Oh, I see. So then, this here on the map, that's the fish store? Thank you very much. You've been a great help.
No sweat. The streets around here are a mess. Everybody gets lost on their first day.
He was standing next to a woman who had apparently asked him for directions. She had her head bent over a map, but from a distance away, it looked as if she were resting on his shoulder. A human woman, not a demon. Oh, don't get down over that. Just looking at them made my chest ache. Why? Why did I feel this way?
It's dangerous for a lady to be out so late. You need an escort?
Oh no, I'll be fine. My friend should just be right over there. Alright then, thank you very much. I'd have been completely lost without your help. She bowed and thanked him again before finally turning to leave. That was when Harada finally noticed me.
Hey there, Chizuru. I'm back. What's wrong? You look sad.
Oh, I didn't know what to say, so I gave him a stiff, forced smile.
I was just giving that lady directions because she asked me.
Yes, right, of course, I know. Of course I knew, so why did it bother me so much? I felt like roots had grown from my feet and fixed me solidly in place.
Yeah, alright. Well, what do you say we go inside? It may be spring, but it still gets pretty cold out at night.
Sure. He nudged me gently on the back, and we headed back into the house. Cuddle time! Cuddle, cuddle, cuddle!
Chizuru, you think you could get me some tea?
Where's Shinpachi anyway? He'll leave him out there drinking by himself? Oh my god, I've been reading for 52 minutes. Well, that's going to be cut down a lot. Alright, I'm going to have to end this episode here, and I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Because I want cuddle time! So, alright, I'll be back with another episode, which may be a little shorter to make up for the length of this one. Alright, anyway, hope to see you in that next video, or in some of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.